A new Wordle puzzle is online. Click on the link to play.
Listening to the following video may give you clues. Please like and share the videos.
Lewis Hamilton in testy exchange with team principal. Lewis Hamilton has reacted angrily to the team's collapse at the Malaysian Grand Prix by instigating a testy exchange with his boss Toto Wolff.
The two had argued over the issue of Hamilton's retirement from the sport and the future of the 2022 car. In the process, Hamilton was also critical of his team's commitment to Romain Grosjean, whom he will be replacing as team principal.
Lewis Hamilton's retirement from Formula One. Lewis Hamilton announced his retirement from Formula One following a heated exchange with his boss at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
Although his contract with Mercedes expires in 2023, it is unclear whether he will return to the sport. The FIA is conducting an internal investigation into the race, which could have an impact on Hamilton's future.
The race control department committed 3 violations, including a breach of the rules. Former champion Damon Hill understands Hamilton's decision but thinks his dream of an 8th championship will keep him motivated.
In the wake of the COVID-19 scandal, Formula One has suspended the 2020 season. Lewis Hamilton has filled his months of inactivity with activism.
He has been a vocal advocate of racial inequality and human rights, and heavily influenced by the Black Lives Matter movement. He was also a prominent social activist who championed animal welfare and used his celebrity to promote positive social change.
The future of Lewis Hamilton is uncertain, and he has not commented publicly since the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix on December 12. He has not commented publicly on the issue, which could result in him losing his role as race director.
Meanwhile, his boss Michael Massey's position is under intense scrutiny. Mercedes have declined to comment on the future of their driver.
While the race director's position may be in jeopardy, Bleekemolen believes Hamilton will return in 2022. While Lewis didn't win his 8th phone title, Mercedes remained firmly in the team championship, and the champions were able to keep the pressure on Max Verstappen.
However, Hamilton's win was bittersweet as the safety car came out due to the crash of Nicholas Latifi. Red Bull brought in Verstappen to change tires, but Hamilton had to remain on hard tires to retain the lead.
The race officials initially decided that lapped cars could not overtake behind the safety car. It is possible that the race will be his last, but Lewis Hamilton is still considered the greatest driver of this generation.
As long as he continues to dominate his sport, he is certain to achieve a record number of world titles. It is not a surprise that the British driver will step aside after a testy exchange with his team boss.
There are few drivers who could ever compete with him in the sport. Mercedes 2022 car.
The upcoming Mercedes F1 car will have a new aggressive look and minimal sidepod treatment, as revealed on the first day of the Bahrain test. The design has been a teasing factor for some time, and has been heavily centered on cooling requirements.
Mercedes high-performance powertrains boss Hywell Thomas noted the design change during a test with the team's driver. Sir Lewis Hamilton is the star of Mercedes' new campaign, but there will also be plenty of action between the two teams.
Lewis Hamilton's controversial move to make the car black was an attempt to highlight the sport's diversity issues. The team's return coincided with the Black Lives Matter movement, and Hamilton has been an important leader in this cause.
The black design of the car was implemented by Mercedes as a way to raise awareness of the black racers. The company has worked hard in the factory to get the car ready for the next season.
A basic car was brought to the first test for system checks and preliminary data, and then a more extreme car was brought to the second test. Mercedes' 2022 car has been a popular topic of conversation among the team's top brass, and it's not hard to understand why they're so happy to see it finally come to market.
Lewis Hamilton's frustrations at Mercedes' performance are understandable, but the team's performance in Abu Dhabi this weekend was less than ideal. The team has failed to qualify for the top 10 for the first time since 2012, a run of 187 grands.
Neither driver looked like they'd be competitive enough to challenge the front row. In sprint qualifying, Red Bull's Max Verstappen topped the timesheet while championship leader Charles Leclerc was ahead of both drivers.
Toto Wolff reportedly promised Romain Grosjean a demo drive in the Mercedes car in the Bahrain Grand Prix last year, but the driver was not able to recover in time to take part in that race. But Wolff has now fulfilled his promise.
The French Grand Prix was moved to this weekend as he was unable to complete a full test in the W10 due to commitments to IndyCar at Road America. Despite this, Grosjean is still set to travel to Le Castellet for a private Mercedes test on 29 June.
Romain Grosjean's return to form. There are few drivers who can claim that they have made the same kind of comeback as Romain Grosjean, the Frenchman who crashed out of Formula One in Bahrain in 2010.
His infamous crash in the same race triggered a global sensation. Grosjean's car broke into two pieces, bursting into flames and causing an outrage. The incident forced the team to put Grosjean's car under a special lid to make it more enticing for the public.
It's been 10 years since Grosjean last raced in Formula One, and he's finally decided to make the most of his opportunity. He's joining Lotus Phone Team, which was previously known as Renault, and will race alongside fellow 2009 world champion Kimi Räikkönen.
The frantic and exciting action in the car made fans cheer, but the controversy still lingers over the driver's motivation. In 2009, Grosjean was Renault's test driver, and he took over Piquet's seat due to Crashgate.
In the European Grand Prix, he qualified 14th and finished 15th. However, the race ended prematurely after a collision between Grosjean and Luca Badoer.
At the Belgian Grand Prix, Grosjean qualified 19th and crashed into the barriers early on. The Brazilian Grand Prix was not a happy one for Grosjean, as he finished 14th.
The Frenchman's return to Formula One will be sensational. The 21-year-old crashed out of the Bahrain Grand Prix in November, and was lucky to be alive.
Mercedes boss Toto Wolff promised Grosjean a test with the team. The test came too soon, however, as the team's car failed to qualify on the medium tires he was using.
Mercedes have arranged a one-off test for the former Formula One driver in June. He will test the 2019 Mercedes Championship winning car at Circuit Paul Ricard on June 29.
He will also drive a demonstration lap 2 days before the French Grand Prix. If all goes well, Grosjean could be back racing in F1 after 10 years.
So what will happen now? Team principal Toto Wolff's commitment to Grosjean.
As the team principal of Mercedes, Toto Wolff is committed to ensuring that the Belgian driver makes his F1 debut. Wolff has made it clear that Grosjean will get the test he deserves.
He never goes back on a word, and it seems that Wolff is committed to keeping Grosjean happy. In an interview with ESPN, Wolff also revealed that Grosjean has already received the test invitation.
The Mercedes team principal has reaffirmed his commitment to Romain Grosjean, offering him a test run in 2020. Wolff confirmed the test date after the French Grand Prix was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, but he did not confirm the exact date.
In a text message, Wolff said he would send Grosjean a confirmation that the test would take place if German entrepreneur was asked to review the performance of the Mercedes phone team by the Daimler board.
Toto acquired a 30% stake in the team, along with co-shareholder Niki Lauda. He then became the team's executive director and invested in the Mercedes F1 team.
Toto also has 1/3 stake in the team. Grosjean, however, has expressed interest in a partnership with the team.
Toto Wolff's commitment to Grosjean's F1 career was unwavering. In January, he promised to offer the Frenchman a test with the team.
However, Grosjean's phone career was cut short by a fireball crash in Bahrain. While he escaped with minor injuries, the accident left him unable to compete in the next 2 races.